welcome and thanks for tuning in. My name is George Gabon here from Ignite Church. And today I just want to speak about Home Alone. The movie, yes, Home Alone. It was about a young kid growing up with a huge family and everybody was always picking on him. And one day they were going on a family trip and he just gets angry because everybody's just picking on him. He was like, man, I wish I was by myself. And he looks at the mom and says, Mom, my wish is that I be home alone. The next day his wish was granted. The only problem was that as he stood home alone, there was the thieves and the enemy that came to steal, kill, and destroy everything in the house. Because see, the father wasn't home, the mom wasn't home, there was nobody in the house. It was just him home alone. Have you ever been there where you just feel like you're home alone? Have you ever been where everything around you is so much going on, but you yourself feel like you're home alone? I love this word alone because it means in the midst of nobody being around you. It means in a solitude, in a place of depression, in a place of loneliness. And the Bible speaks in Genesis about how God created all things. And every day that he created, he said one thing at the end. It was all good. 5 days, 6 days, 6 days as he created, he did, man, created everything. Everything was good. Do you know the first time that he said it was not good? It was when man was home alone. That's right. Now, one question I always have is, how could Adam be walking with God, be in the fullness of everything that he had, and feel alone? I could imagine him at that moment feeling depressed or oppressed, just being by himself, because we are two types. We are a spirit being. We're also flesh. And so there's a need in our spirit life. There's also a need in the flesh life. So God says, I'm going to create a helpmeet for him. Creates Eve and someone he can share life with. So now he has this relationship with God and he has this relationship with Eve. Because we're created to be in relationship. And the job of the enemy of those thoughts to bring you to a place that you don't need nothing, then that's the moment you become home alone. And when you're home alone is really when the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. If he can get into your mind and say, hey, you don't need nobody, you just need to be by yourself, that is the realm of where the father's not in the home, the mom is not in the home, the family's not in the home, and we're created to be in relationship. So I don't know if you're in that place that you're in the midst of everything, but yet there is something that is a void inside of you. Perhaps that void is God, the filling of God in your life, and allowing that overflow of God in your life to overflow in relationships. Perhaps that's the missing piece in your perspective of life, that you feel home alone, but you're not really alone. I love the way in Ecclesiastes how Solomon speaks about that we're created with eternity in our hearts. Now, we think of the heart as something that goes around like this, and we know that's not a heart or something pumping, but a heart is something spiritual. It's where God dwells. The Bible says God is spirit, and those who worship must worship in spirit and in truth. And so Solomon says that we're created with eternity in our hearts, and the only one that can fill that is really God, because he is the beginning and he's the end. He's the Alpha, he's the Omega. He's the only one that can fill you into the need that you have in your life. And then it overflows in relationship. Perhaps that's where we could start today and say, you know, I'm not home alone. I need my father to come in this house. Because as long as my father's in this house, the enemy won't steal, he won't kill, he won't destroy. Perhaps that's what you need today. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to continue seeing our videos, like our page, share our page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ignite Church New Jersey. Till the next one.